Hey Sid, thank you so much for being part of this interview. I've got a few questions that I really like to ask you because I have so much respect for the freelancing and virtual working community in the Philippines.
Yep.
Um, yeah, so hopefully we can start off with why don't you tell us a little bit about how you got started with working online?
Great. I started working online, I think right around my college days.
Mm-hmm.
I really just wanted extra income. Freelancing was not much a thing back then. This
Uh-huh.
is about, I think around 6 years ago,
So
where
really, so you're telling me that freelancing has only completely burst onto the scene in the last 5 to 6 years?
actually mainly over the pandemic.
Oh, okay. So it exploded over the pandemic.
Yep, yep. So
Okay,
the
so
market,
sorry,
yeah.
please continue. So you got started while you were at college?
Yep. And I started with like I started with short articles, and
Mm-hmm.
then moved on to like full length articles, like 500 to 1,000 words, and
Sure.
then I kind of stopped when I got into corporate, and then I just
Mm-hmm.
re-entered. I think I'm part also of the workforce who re-entered the freelancing world over the pandemic.
Okay, so tell me a little bit more. So when you started off with writing short articles, was this because your clients were requesting it, or did you prefer to specialize in it?
I actually looked for jobs that involved writing mainly, because
Uh-huh.
it's actually, I'd say it's my forte, and it's also what I love to do.
Fantastic. And when you went to look for these particular jobs, were there specific industries that you wanted to write for, or were you open?
I actually didn't know at the time that there were like technical writing, marketing and
Mhm.
such. So I just, when I looked it up, I just typed writing freelancing jobs, and that was it.
Right. See, I think that's a really interesting thing that our viewers should be aware of is, I think when you decide you want to specialize in writing, that's one specialization. But to further deepen your skills, you've got to understand there's actually other tranches of writing. And I'm seeing it more as well that with the clients that we work with, understanding specific industries you become a specialist writer as opposed to just a generalist writer.
Correct. Yep, that's correct. And there's like a specific set of skills that would be needed. Like if you're writing in technical, in stocks, in what else? Yeah, real estate. There's a specific set of skills that are needed.
Excellent. And now tell me, you actually specialize in SEO, and that is becoming an increasingly desirable skill in the digital community.
Yeah.
So, I guess, how did you realize that you wanted to do SEO, and at what point did you also realize you were probably good at it?
It's really interesting. The first jobs that I actually started with in freelancing were basically SEO writing.
Yep.
So at first I didn't see the point of writing based on keywords, but
Mm-hmm.
that was a job, so so I went on ahead and did it anyway. Even if it didn't make sense to me, so just put in the keywords and all. But that was how it was. Yeah, about 5 6 years ago, and yeah, and over time, or at least when I re-entered freelancing, I sort of noticed that it's been a thing now, and that
Yep.
um, there are companies looking for SEO specialists, like
Yes.
specifically SEO. And
Yep.
yeah, I just tried it out I started with Google. I started with Google
Mm-hmm.
keywords, and
Yep.
then I just tried my hand at it, and then also tried other SEO sites, and then
Yep.
kind of just kind of just taught myself along the way how it works, and then um tried it with I didn't I tried it with the client materials, and then saw the improvements myself before I actually went on ahead and proposed that, hey, I'm actually good with this, I can do this for you.
That is wonderful. So it really goes to show you actually had initiative, and then you were willing to also invest in yourself, in your learnings. Is there other tools? So do you go out looking for tools to actually increase your skills?
Yep. Actually, it's what I do. Like if I have like an off hour during my day, I look for like similar tools, because
Yep.
just like in just like in socials, we have Facebook. We also use Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn. So I also try to look for similar tools and software online that may probably give me a different set of results that this other tool didn't detect. So
Yep. And do
how
your
I go about
clients
it.
know that? Do your clients know that you invest in yourself, that you're looking for these tools?
What I do is I try it myself first. I do my own research, see if it actually works. And then if I do see that it is working and I can help them with it, then that's the time I actually tell them we can use this tool to help your business.
Well, wow. And how do they respond when you give them advice?
I'd say because when I do that, I make sure that there's already results. So I don't wanna propose anything empty-handed. So when I do
Sure.
when I do propose it to them, or when I do lay out these suggestions, I make sure that there's significant improvement that can help their business grow.
So would you say they're impressed when they see you taking so much initiative?
I'd say I'd say yes. Pretty confident that the way I invest in myself and my tools and in what I do is also how much it reflects how they invest in me as their freelancer.
That is really evolved and very mature with the way you're thinking. That you actually, from what I can sense, you actually take working online as a career. It's not just a way to pay your bills. Like, you truly see this as a career opportunity.
Oh yeah, very much. Ever since I entered full time into freelancing, I realized I don't want to go back to the corporate world anymore. I don't want to go commuting in traffic anymore.
Well, yeah, I think isn't it very expensive for petrol right now where you are at as well?
Very yep. I think everywhere it is the same situation.
Well, and now I have another question. Actually, coming back to you not commuting and do you miss the connection of physically seeing or meeting your colleagues? Yeah.
I guess a bit. It's not a bit. But when you do connect with your team, I don't really miss it.
But would it be fair to say it's because, I'm just personally thinking, if you work online, I think sure there's the physicality that you miss with having lunch with a colleague, and but on the other hand, you also if you work in the right environment, you build a community, right?
Yep. Actually, it's what I love about what I do is I get to communicate with the team, even if it's just little chit chat, and then getting to meet with them, getting to see them online over Zoom. If we do have our meetings and all, we can do a little chit chat, and I think that kind of fills that little gap.
And to be fully disclosed to all the viewers out there, so Sid, you are currently working in my company. So I want to know, obviously you work with, we have like 12 people in our team. How has that community made you feel on a daily basis?
I'd say Yeah, I'd say compared to the other freelance jobs that I had, this is a very tight knit um, community that we have. That even though we don't see each other physically, or we don't actually talk to each other every day,
Yeah.
the clock keeps running.
Yep. Yep. And but you have connections all the time, right? With your other team members through Skype or through Zoom, and we have our meetings that keep us connected.
Correct. Yeah.
So Sid, I want to know, so what would be, take a few minutes. So what would be the 3 lessons you would share with other virtual assistants and freelancers right now on how they can actually build their careers online, not just as a job, because I think jobs pay the bills, but careers give you nourishment and purpose and joy. So how can you, 3 lessons that you have learned?
I guess first lesson is to be vigilant. I've been, I don't want to say a victim, but I have come through jobs that are not legitimate. Jobs that are actually asking you, like jobs that are actually asking you for money before you start.
That's not a job.
I realized it too late. But yeah, just be very vigilant. One of the things when people ask advice online, one of the things I always tell them is to do their own research. There are hundreds, thousands of job postings online that will tell you this is what we can give you, but it's on the freelancer side to do your own research on what's the name of this company, what has this company done, what is actually the background of this company that you are applying for. So that due diligence will save you from number one, from a big effort in writing a cover letter and sending in a resume, and also save you time to look for other opportunities that would actually be better.
That is really wise. So the first one is to be vigilant, to make sure that you don't become a victim of people's scamming you, I think. Yeah. And then number 2 is to do your due diligence, because it's really crucial. It helps you save energy in whether you know this is the right company you want to write a cover letter for, you want to do your CV for. Okay. Yeah. And so what would the final lesson be, I guess, in terms of career, like in terms of development, or something that you think that you've done really well to give yourself to be more than just an online worker? Like, you really have a career with us now.
Right. Yeah, okay, I got it. The lesson, most important lesson I'd say, is to always upskill. Never be contented with the skills that you have right now, because there will always be someone better. There will always be someone who's going to be better at what you do. But that willingness to learn could just be your edge to get ahead in the freelancing world, to get your career up and running. So always upskill, always try to learn other stuff, always try to expand your skill set.
It's a growth mindset, isn't it? It really changes. Going, I will just do this enough and hopefully I'll keep my job for 20 years, which is untrue now. You'd be lucky to keep a job with the same skills for 20 months. To now having that expansionary mindset, because at the heart of it, if you find a good employer to work with, your employer is going to be expanding and you want to expand with them.
Correct. Yep.
Yeah. Thank you, Sid. I really appreciate your time and in sharing your valuable insights with us. And until next time, I will talk to you really soon.
Thanks, Gia.
Thank you. And Sid, actually, before we go, if we have viewers here that would be interested in getting some career advice off you, or want to really talk to you briefly about what you discussed, where do you think where can they contact you directly?
You can actually contact me via Facebook or Instagram. I'm always active there. So
Okay,
we'll probably drop in my socials here in this video.
I will do as well. All right. Thank you so much, Sid. Have a lovely, lovely day. Bye.
Bye.